doing? How you living? How's Corona treating you?
Bro, this shit is killing me on the low, man. I'm ready to get back outside, but I mean, I think it's gonna be some good that come from it because everybody thirsty to get back outside. So when it's that time, when they say we could go back, I think everything gonna be lit. All the spots gonna be lit.
Hey, bro, but like you got some good shit happening to you while this is going on. Heavy Heart, a story by Jig Nice out now. Bro, I gotta tell you, I love this album, bro. Like when you was telling me about it a few months ago, man, that shit, like I knew it was gonna be good, but when I was playing it on my speakers the other day when it came out, I was like, Jig got a great little project here, man. Like it's like
for real, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. I don't know if you remember when we did the first interview, I didn't have a name for it, so that was kind of like messing me up a little bit because. You know, like I needed a direction to go in. I felt like I had good records, I had good songs, but as far as like the direction of the project, I didn't have that at the time. So from the time that we had that interview until the time that I dropped it on, I think it was the 26th, I really went back in and like I molded it. Like I had songs and shit like that, but I might have had like 8 or 9 solid songs that I knew I wanted to go with, but I ended up putting 15 on there. So I kind of had to reconstruct and make sure that the new songs that I was going to add on there matched the vibe of all my other shit. So I really I don't know, I felt like this is my first project where I brought people into my world and I let them know like where I come from and why things are a certain way type shit. So
why'd you add like so first of all, why the name for this album? Why Heavy Heart? And then why did you add a Jig Nice story? Like explain to me why you did all that with the album title.
All right, so like when we had that conversation about mental health, about like when I come from Poughkeepsie, so we deal with a lot of losing people to incarceration and even death sometimes. So I felt like that name was it resembled what we feel as a city, like what we feel as a whole. Like I know a lot of people, not just friends that I'm super close with, but just people that come from Poughkeepsie in general. You could talk to anybody that could tell you a story that'll make you feel like, well, damn, I never knew shit like that existed, or I didn't know things like that were still going on. So I wanted to pick a name that not only represented something to me, but that represented my city as a whole too. So that's where the Heavy Heart came from. And the Jig Nice story, it came from that. Tony E helped me with that because I had a
real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro, I had a whole different cover art, but I liked it, but I wasn't feeling it. Like it was too mixtape-ish to me. Like it didn't really match the vibe that I was going for. So I sent Tone a bunch of pictures and he was helping me go through them and shit like that. And then he heard the project as well. So like as the project goes from 1 to 15, it's like with the skits and everything, it kind of is like I'm telling a story. So he added that sauce to it, and I was like, yo, I gotta use that. Like it just went perfect for what I was going for.
And I feel like, you know, like you were just telling how like it told the story. Like even the skits, like I love when people put skits in their project because it's not like you listen to music from top to bottom. You got like a little bit of backstory as to why, as to what this album means and what your purpose for this album. So talk to me a little bit about the skits because I'm looking at it, and I don't know, I don't know. Talk to me from top to bottom. Like what story did you really want to tell with this? Because you talked about a little bit about Poughkeepsie and losing people, and I know you lost some people recently, or like last year. So explain to me that.
So basically, the skits was the last thing I did on the album. Like I recorded every song and I did all that, but the more I listened to it, you know how like before you like get ready to drop your project, you know how you give it the car test, you give it the studio test, the headphone test and shit. So the more I'm listening to it, I'm like, I didn't want this to just be like you said, like another project that you turn on and then it's just song after song after song after song after song. So I listened to a lot of the records and like I listened deep. Instead of like listening from a critiquing standpoint, I listen to like what the listener would actually be listening for. So when I looked at like my track list and certain things that I was speaking on, I felt like skits in front of certain songs would help people. It'll give them a better understanding as to what I'm talking about and why I'm talking about it. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want it to seem like, I just wanted it to be authentic and I wanted it to be me. So I came with the Heavy Heart title and it was like those skits helped me tell the story as to why I have a heavy heart and why my friends or my city feels like this as a whole. So the skits was just like an eye-opener to people who may not know as much about me as my hometown does. So I may be talking about certain situations or rapping about certain situations, but the people that don't know me don't know where it's coming from. So I felt like those skits in the beginning of the songs was like a better way to help people understand me, help them understand where I'm coming from.
like a look into like your life and what people, you know, who live in Poughkeepsie and like in your area
Exactly.
go through and all that.
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
guys, did you have any like visuals and shit planned for this? I know you dropped some videos, and I know
Mm-hmm.
the Corona stuff has slowed down a lot of production on everything. So did you have
Yeah.
like any more visuals planned, or you know, any other things planned for this project beyond, you know, releasing it?
Oh yeah, definitely. We got the I just dropped the Yola White video that's on YouTube now, but I was kind of waiting to see what what records a lot of people like fucked with the most. But
Mm.
I kind of got a general. I kind of know which records I want to do the videos for now. The Corona did kind of slow shit up, but at the same time, like it also gave me more time to be creative. So it's like certain videos, like I think I want to go all in, and I want to bring characters. I want to show my personality through these videos as opposed to just dropping a video and it being a music video. So
Mm.
I kind of just been using this time to get creative, find out what songs people will want to see videos for, and then just taking it from there. But we got I got like 2 or 3 more videos in a cut that I'm gonna drop. I'm just waiting to time it right. So I got Yola White, and then it'll be like 2 more videos that I shot for songs on the project, and then I got another video with a song that isn't on the project that I'm thinking about like dropping it as a summer single. So I got a
Dope.
lot of videos in the cut right now.
Dope. And since you're here, because you posted a while ago, and I had to ask you about this. So what's up with the SoundCloud, bro? What happened, man? Because I know there's like a lot of.
Oh man,
I
oh
saw that
man,
shit and I was like, oh man, SoundCloud. Because I know what it's
bro.
like to have a SoundCloud account get taken down. Like my college radio SoundCloud had like 500,000 plays on my radio show, and they took it down. Like when I was in college, so I know what it's like to lose a SoundCloud account and to lose all that timing in between. So
Yeah.
what happened? Tell your side
All
of the
right,
story.
so it's crazy because like I was telling you before in the first interview that SoundCloud was like my whole start. Like before I was putting music on Apple Music, Spotify, all the streaming platforms, like SoundCloud was all I knew. So it was like it was free. It was an easy way you didn't really have to have the flyers, cover art, or anything. You could post a picture of yourself and just drop your song. So SoundCloud was like my go-to. So I think I started SoundCloud maybe 2016. And I was using that up until now, before I started using Apple Music. So I had 60 songs on there, and I had roughly like
Oh, I think we lost Jig. Hello. Oh, we good.
I had like 1,056,000 plays or some shit. So I ran it up, bro. Each song had like maybe 70, 60,000 plays each.
Talk
Like,
your shit, Jig. Talk it.
feel me? So I had
Million
mad
plays.
plays on my shit. So this wasn't like just singles and shit. Like I would do freestyles, I would do covers, I would do all types of shit on my SoundCloud. So it got to a point where my SoundCloud kept fucking getting hacked. Like I didn't know how though, and this was like maybe 1 or 2 years ago. Like I would try to go sign into my SoundCloud, and then it'd tell me that my password wasn't right. So then when I do the forgot password, it'd send me to somebody else's email and shit. So I got real like crafty and like emailing them all the time. I would always be in touch with like fax support at SoundCloud and shit like that. And they email me back, but it takes 2 or 3 days. So each time my shit got hacked, no lie, bro, my shit got hacked at least 4 or 5 times. Each time it got hacked, I would send them an email explaining that that's my SoundCloud. I would tell them exactly what stats I had, how many songs. Like I would clarify.
Yeah, you had
like,
to hit them with like the back, like the back information. That's
exactly.
crazy. Okay?
So they believe me and so they know it's me. So I'm going through this at least like once every couple months, bro. So this time, the dude that usually hacks my I didn't know who it was. I had an idea who it was, but they never told me. So this time, because he seen me like getting my profile back, he didn't hack and delete it. He just like listed every song as a copyright infringement. Basically saying that like, bro, the dude is crazy. He's basically like saying that I'm signed to him, me and another artist from Poughkeepsie, my friend, he raps, he's from PK, his name is Mugga. He said both of us are signed to him. Therefore, any songs that we put out that we're on or featured on is owned by him, so they got to be taken down. So my issue was with SoundCloud because I'm like, yo, like y'all didn't ask this man for no proof, no documentation, no anything. Like they just believed him and took my shit down. So recently I've been going back and forth with them, emailing them, and they told me that like my page is still there, but the music's taken down. So in order for me to get the music put back on, they're saying that I have to come from him, which doesn't make any sense. So
because he's not even like you're not signed to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're not like you're not his artist.
Hell no. I would not. The dude is crazy. Like I don't even know what he's talking about. But they really believed him and they let him take all my shit down. But
Now, do you know who this dude is, or is just some random?
Yeah, I do know who it is. But this is the thing: when he was hacking my shit, I didn't know it was him because they didn't tell me. This time, since he didn't hack and delete it, he listed every song as a copyright infringement. They had to tell me who it was. Like his government didn't even know that. So when they tell me, I'm like, yo, you got to be kidding me. But it's crazy because what they didn't do, I'm glad they didn't do it. They didn't take away my stats. Like, they didn't take away the plays that I earned.
Still got that shit? Like, if you have like a label meeting or anything like that,
exactly. Yeah, I still got my stats, and it'll tell me how many plays each song got and shit. So they didn't take that away, but it's probably gonna take me at least like another month, 2 months to actually get my music back on there. So
that's crazy. Now, has he tried to like hack your Apple Music? I don't know if you could do that, but has he like tried to get into like your other music accounts, whether it be like Apple, Spotify?
Nah, because with the SoundCloud shit, even with that, like I usually I got like 100 different emails and email passwords and shit now because I had to just clean everything up because I'm like, yo, if he keeps getting into this certain email,
you got to come up with like new passwords, new emails that he can't
get. Yeah, and then that shit is annoying because you know how that go when you do that and then you don't put the password in your notes or something. Then when it's time to sign in, you got a million different passwords.
Yo, I definitely know how that is.
So that shit was killing me, But I still like a lot of those records that he got. I still have in my email and shit like that. So if it ever came down to the last resort, I would be able to re-upload them and do whatever I had to do and shit. So it wasn't. If this was like 2-3 years ago, it would have stressed me out a lot more because that was like my main source of uploading music. Like that's where all my shit was. But nowadays, when I'm trying to drop projects and shit like that, I don't really. If they would have took my stats away, that would have been one thing. But I'm not really too stressed.
So it's like you good. Like you're just like, all right, if I get it back, I get it back. But if not, we're gonna do some other shit.
Yeah, if the songs come back, they come back. But what's crazy is like when I started SoundCloud, once I got to like 1,000 plays, my whole everything, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get this shit to 1 million plays one day. I'm gonna get it to 1 million. It was just a thing. But I started really getting close to this shit. And once I hit 1 million, I'm like, oh shit. Like I don't want to say I started taking SoundCloud for granted, but it was like, all right, I got 1 million here, and now I wanted to do it on a different platform. I wanted to, you see what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to make sure, like, all right, if I could do it on SoundCloud, now when I drop projects, are these same listeners going to go to Apple Music and check out my project as opposed to just listening to a freestyle or something like that? So I just kind of look at it as challenges. Now, like, on Apple Music, I think I had like 330,000, I want to say, before I just dropped Heavy Heart.
Yo.
I'm hoping Heavy Heart to take that to like 500,000 at least. So we just got to keep pushing.
Hey, I love that, bro. I like how like you're still in good spirits about it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you posted that, I was like, bro, I feel so bad. But like you dropped the album, everything seemed to be going well. So like, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're in good spirits about it, that's all that matters. And you're still like, you didn't let that shit get to you, and you just kept pushing forward with it, which is dope.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And I kind of like, that's something I learned with doing music with time too, because it's like people don't. I feel like sometimes when you're an artist, like, and people look to you as an artist, the same thing with like a host or a football player, basketball player, they don't think you're a human sometimes. Like, they think you're just a robot. Like, this is just what you do. See what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, facts.
But when you're dealing with music, especially when you're trying to like break into the industry and shit like that, like whether it's somebody hacking your stuff, whether it's you feeling like you underappreciated, it's always gonna be something that tests you and it's gonna make you question if you want to keep going or not. But if you able to weather the storm and you know this is what you really want to do, it ain't really too much that I feel is gonna stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do. So that shit was a small thing to a giant. We're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep making these records, banging them out, doing what we gotta do, putting pressure on people.
All right, you preach it tonight, so I'm gonna ask you to preach a little bit more. All right. So what I've been having everybody do when I interview them on live, I'm gonna ask you to for all the creatives out there, whether they be rappers, artists, painters, just creatives in general, during this time, what would you say to them? Like, what's your word of advice? What's your kind of like your positive word about, being home, being stuck inside? Like, what I guess, what advice do you have to give to them, or what would you say to those people at home right now?
I would say to the creatives, like you said, like the painters, the artists, anybody who's doing something creative, I would say use this time to study, like whether you paint, especially if you do music, like your favorite albums, your favorite artists, listen to those albums. Now that you got the time, give those a deeper listen and see what it is that makes those your favorites. And then you might be able to incorporate some of that into what you do. Not like swagger jacking or nothing like that, but just studying the greats or you know, everybody got like a top 5 of their favorite artists or their favorite of all time. But like you said, whether it be painting, whether it be whatever you do, everybody has a favorite person or somebody that inspired them to do what they do. So I feel like tapping deeper into those people, because those were who motivated us in the first place. Like me, like my favorite artist of all time is Hove. So when it comes to like putting a body of work together, I was watching an interview on him one time. And he was saying like he doesn't like too much outside influence while he's making his music and stuff like that. So I kind of took that and ran with it when it came to making my project, and I felt like that helped me. And now that I'm gearing up towards making newer music, I'm going back into those projects that I love and that I find myself listening to all the time to see why I do love those. And like you said, like some albums is skits and it's stuff that goes around the music that makes me love it so much. So just tap into whoever inspires you, I would say, because that'll keep you inspired. And just use this time to sharpen your pen or sharpen your skills, because you never know when we'll have this much downtime again. I mean, we complain about it now that it's here, but you never know when you'll get this much time to rest or sharpen your pen or sharpen your skills at whatever you do. So I would just say use this time to lock in on yourself and make sure that when we're able to go back outside and get back to what we're doing, that you're the best version of yourself.
Boom. Amazing.
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
everybody has been coming through with some amazing advice. I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for chopping it up with me about Heavy Heart, about all the new shit you got going on.
Of course, bro.
Let the people know what they got to go stream. I mean, I said it a million times, but I want them to hear it from you too.
Yeah, definitely. So I just dropped Heavy Heart. This the first album I dropped within like, I think it's been 1.5 years since I dropped this one. I got 3 other projects too on Apple Music and all streaming platforms, but I would say my best to date right now is Heavy Heart. It's 15 songs on there, and it's really it's a vibe, it's a story, it's real, and I feel like it explains not only who I am as an artist, but who my city is, like what my city is about, what we represent, and the pain and everything that makes us whole and what makes us who we are. So I would say go get that. I got a new video that I just dropped on YouTube, Yola White. That's there. I'll probably be dropping my next video within like the next month or 2. So we got a lot of shit in the works. So Heavy Heart, go stream that. It's everywhere. Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you could get it. Audio Mac, everywhere. Shit is everywhere.
Dope, man. I want to thank you again for coming on tonight, coming on to On the Radar Live with me.
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Go check out that Heavy Heart, guys. My guy,
yes,
Jig.
Appreciate you, bro.
Tony coming up next. Catch you later,
yes,
Jig.
I'll catch you, bro.